Welcome, my Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your work, career, vocation read, now timeless. Retroactively, I watched a bunch. I was like, these would apply to anyone at any time. I am your reader, Mark, Angelo, Lyons, Mal, for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, and creator on Patreon, patreon.com/DrawingTheCircle, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my gems, hope you are outrageous, truly outrageous, truly outrageous. I had a bit of a heroic morning. A dear friend of mine, an Aquarian friend of mine who's been there for me more times than I could count, had car trouble, and I was just about to put the face on and do this, and I jumped in my car looking all butch, leather jacket, hat on, and all of that, and played superhero today, because I very rarely leave my house, but, you know, trouble alert, and it was great. So I'm here and feeling very good, and also interesting, I'm calling it, you know, superhero, because tonight I am teaching on Facebook, the DrawingTheCircle Productions Facebook page, Human Hero Immortal God. In other words, this witch's take on spiritual evolution, so through a bit more of a pagan lens, right? So did some hero's journeying today, so let's see what's on the table for you. If you are new to my channel, work, career, vocation is what I call a 3-level of power spread. We're using 12 different cards, but I learned about the 3 levels of power from Carolyn Myss, MYSS PhD. It's not Myss, but you know what I'm saying. PhD, author, spiritual teacher, a total genius. Watch her on YouTube. Watch her everywhere. She's amazing. This is her archetype deck. There's a link in the description box below to a YouTube video of her lecturing about the 3 levels of power. I think it's like part 1 of something, but you'll get the basic idea. In this case, we are using those 3 lenses to look at your life purpose, your purpose for being here, how you survive, your creative passions, and your spiritual stuff. There are chakras involved. I'll call that out as we go. All you need to do and know is that it is a general reading. To really take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Not just what clicks here, but what clicks in here. Pay attention to your chakras as we go. And certainly check your other signs. Not because, you know, yay, more viewers. I'm not monetized here anymore, so I don't care. I'm giving you my best every day. But your sun sign might very well get more about work, which is the 1st level of power, survival, right, getting the work done. Your moon might totally be more about your career, your internal world, your passion, your hunger, your thirst. And who knows, maybe your Venus, because, you know, love on a higher level, not always about romance, could be about your vocation, your spiritual calling. So enough explanation. Both feet on the floor if you can. Do the same. Focus on your breath if you will, you air sign, and I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to help anybody, in this case the Gemini collective, bring all this into alignment so that their work, career, and vocation become congruent. Rock. Breathe. Da-da-da-da-da. Here we go. I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of work, career, and vocation, life purpose through work, career, vocation, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Get us some clarity here for the Geminis. What is the 8th chakra dynamic for their work, for their career, and their vocation? Let's do this in the intuitive language. For their, right, what is the dominant 8th chakra for their work? Lower 3 chakra dynamic, ultimately, physical power, survival, intuition, lower 3 chakra stuff, but what's the 8th chakra hovering above all of that? The Hermit. Working from home? If not, then certainly we'll look at that. That is a wisdom family archetype. That's exciting. How about their career, right? Heart, their 3rd eye crown dynamic, but their passion, their thirst, what they hunger for. How many artists work a day job so that they can do their art, right? DoorDash and all of that, please. So what's the 8th chakra dynamic? The soul power of their creative intuition. I know it's the top card. But it's the bully, which is why it was a little hard to get off. Now, the bully, every archetype is neutral, so no matter how horrible it sounds is how brilliant it is when healed. No matter how brilliant it sounds is how toxic it is when it's not healed. So let's look now. This is for me a real important one. Pantheons of the divine for the Gemini. What's going on in their vocation, the 8th chakra there, because this is the 8th chakra dynamic level of power, the symbolic level of power, but from the spirit's point of view, you've got the mystic. Okay, so you've got a wisdom family archetype, Hermit, work, career, vocation, work, your career. You got the bully, so you got some fears bullying you. We'll get there in a minute. In your creativity, in your career, maybe you're dealing with a bully literally, we'll see. But the mystic, this is an action family archetype. This is a divine family. So you got wisdom, action, and divine family archetypes. There are 9 different families. Let's just say there may not be as much going on in the physical, but there is a lot going on in the spiritual. And that's putting it lightly. And boy, in the psychological, heart, third eye crown, the bully. Let me read this to you. The Hermit, it's the shadow and the light. The lead, the gold, which you have to heal what it's all about to help you heal this in your physical power. Shadow attribute withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others. I'm a hermit archetype, big time. Refusing to help those in need, that I don't do. Just said, right? I may be a hermit. But the hermit which a Holbrook got in Dorian, that's my car, he's great. He will age so I don't. And totally help someone in need. The light attribute seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. White courtesy, Mark Angelo Lyons, white courtesy telephone. Totally makes sense. So many people in this position, right, on planet Earth right now. The bully. Action family archetype. The shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. And if you've ever dealt with a bully, that's what fuels it. Pain. Just how it is. Chains of pain. They pass on that pain to other people because they think that's how they're going to get rid of it, and it doesn't. It doesn't get rid of it. The light attribute highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Now, I intimidate others because I'm a purple-haired 6-foot+ gay witch. Top, right? Artist, full force, right? So I'm aware. I'm certainly aware. But helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. And this is 2nd level of power, the personal level of power, really. Check out 3 levels of power, because this is just one way of looking at it. You can do it with your relationships. There's all sorts of things you can do with 3 levels of power. Eau de toilette, cologne, perfume, different levels of strength. The mystic. I have the mystic lifelong. The shadow attribute, delusional rapport with the divine. Which I have so many jokes about, it's ridiculous. Archangel Michael says you're an asshole. He just said so. He's never going to say that, right? But, you know, people who really go there. But the light attribute is worth moments of madness. Just don't act on it, by the way, when it comes. Revels in intimate union with the divine. Oh, I'm so into that because I've been there. I try and go there every day. That's why my spiritual practice, though mutable, it changes. It's consistent every day, night, and sometimes in between these readings to get me tuned, right? Okay, we got the 8th chakra, daughters of the moon. Next 4 chakras down: crown, third eye, throat, heart, spiritual power, mental power, willpower, choices, decisions, and emotional power. The inside stuff that you may or may not be sharing with people in the outside world, considering you got the Hermit. Please take a nice deep breath. It's a good read. Here we go. I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Gemini and powers of the East. Heart, throat, third eye, crown for the Gemini collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, what's going on in their feminine energy, their internal, their yin dynamic, their inner world, in terms of their work, career, vocation, of course, all being ruled by that Hermit archetype above. Please leave the card in my hand. Just the one. This is the one, man. They're making me work for you today, and you've got the moon. Yeah, look up that name. Yeah, one of the, I believe Arisha, I always want to get that right, but my memory ain't what it used to be. I am 53 years old. I know, I don't look at thanks. What is my hair doing today? My hair just decided to go all of a sudden old Jared Leto, like hippie, whatever. I'm okay with it. It'll be different tomorrow. The moon is intuition. When you have a major arcana card, heart, third eye crown dynamic, it's the spirit is dominant here. So you focusing on your inner life in terms of aligning your real creative intuition with what you do in the world is key, and that's certainly because of the mystic in your calling. This feels like somebody who's trying to take their spiritual life and integrate it into their 24/7, which if you're self-employed is 24/7, but at least their work in the world. However, things may be cloudy with a chance of meatballs, possibly, where you're not so sure because it's not a third eye thing. The moon is not a third eye thing. It's a heart thing, and people immediately go into romance, but I want you to think about emotional power here, how it waxes and wanes, and that the path is always under your feet, but sometimes when you stand at a large body of water during a full moon, the path reveals itself, but it's always there. You got to feel your way through this one, hence the Hermit. Work, career, vocation. All right, my goddesses, we've got a pretty solid, powerful foundation here, though. Gemini reads, please, that bully in the 8th, right? Hovering over their career. Maybe they're scaring themselves, they're bullying themselves with their fear of taking what it is, their divine whatever, and really bring it into form. So what's their heart, third eye crown dynamic in the personal level of power, which is heart, third eye crown for this Gemini? Bully in the 8th. Nice and clean, please. This one. You're going to love this. You've got the 7 of Flames, the 7 of Wands, but written on this card is the word victory, which we usually associate with the 6 of Wands. I'm going to go with this. This feels like there is a momentum, that there is guidance, there's grace. Now, fire in the heart, third eye crown is throat chakra, choices and decisions. Just keep making... Make the decisions, the choices, moment by moment by moment by moment, to allow those fears that intimidate you to be heard, because what's underneath that is conditioning. Stuff you picked up from society, who knows, past lives, ancestral stuff in the DNA and the biochemistry for thousands of years. Can be all sorts of different stuff in there. But there's a momentum here, and it is victory. And what I love about this card, it's 3 women galloping on horses, but the horses are galloping on cooling lava, which means that you can't see what's happening under the surface, but it's all moving in the same direction. So there is support here, but it's certainly about making empowering decisions, and certainly I don't make decisions at all when I am frantic, bullied, when I'm bullying myself, when my fears are getting the better of me. But that's lead to be alchemized into gold. This is great. This is great. And now we got the mystic. I would say don't expect to understand all of this intellectually just yet. I mean, the mystic is about mystery. It's the divine mystery. And you've got the moon, which is a card of mystery here. But inside of you, you can keep this momentum going. And don't beat up the bully inside of you either. Sometimes it comes from, this is what they're giving me, figures for an air sign. I'm like FM radio today. It's the toxicity of the well-meaning. None of the people who love you want to see you hurt, or you know what I mean, or suffer. So stay safe. Don't take any risks, right? That's understandable. That's love, but that's their story. That's their experience. You're a Gemini. Breathe. My goddesses, that mystic in their vocation, that 8th chakra dynamic in the 8th chakra mystical power lane of things. Okay. You've got the Seven of Cups here. Now, the key word here is jealousy, but jealousy nobody wants to claim, right? But the thing about it is jealousy is a form of intuitive red flagging, saying that what you want is on its way. This is something you want it. You really, 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 really want it. And just like the voices that bully, because how much bullying comes from jealousy, and I'm not saying you're a bully, but I'm saying what we do to our... Oh, what did Marianne Williamson said in her book, A Return to Love, that with others we may be mean, but with ourselves we are vicious. And that is, I think, true across the board. I mean, even the worst narcissists on planet Earth, what's their inner monologue about, right? So the mystic here, this is very high spiritual power. So if there is that thing of jealousy and envy, like maybe you see somebody doing essentially what it is that you want to do in the world, and you're like, that voice needs more love, not less. Just don't let it drive, all right? That's the mystical journey, the healing journey here. Because if you can't handle your own shadow, how the hell are you going to handle anybody else's? Can I get a so mote it be? RuPaul just went, was that about me? Kind of, sort of, maybe not. I don't know. So this is also a card of emotional options too. And again, usually what we get jealous of in other people, so this would definitely be, though, very much heart, very third eye, deadly sin of envy in the third eye. This can be, regardless of what the form of the options are, it's like they have options. I don't have options. You do. Everybody does. Every moment. It's called free will in the game, right? Every moment you can choose love or fear, but it's a journey. It's not a pass-fail. It's a litmus test. All right. And also I can see the castles in the sky there, you know, Rider-Waite, Seven of Cups, all right? All the cups got something different in it, all these different options. Eventually you're going to have to focus on one of them. Doesn't mean you can't have all of them. Eventually, this life, next life, it all gets done. Gets done somewhere in the quantum whatever, but to really tune in to the one with the most emotional juice, because then that can really fuel this fire, so to speak, even though in the physical world your intuition might be a little cloudy, but not all who wander are lost. Yeah. All right, now what you really want to know about lower three chakras, the physical world. You from the outside, horizontally looking in. You from the inside, horizontally looking out. Lower three chakras are all about relationships, root chakra, groups, tribes, circles of friends, nationalities, politics, all of that, groups. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship, not just with other people, but with money, because money is one energy field. So second chakra is the big money one, and creativity and sexuality and all of that in the physical world, at least. And solar plexus is your relationship to yourself, your self-esteem, your boundaries, your honor code, that kind of anatomy of the spirit. Carolyn Myss, she's a genius. Breathe. Takes one and now one, neener. What's called the spiritual creative genius. And we all have our genius gems. All right, here we go. One more. As I call upon, oh, my gods of air, the sign of Gemini. Powers of the East, that came into the back of my head. Please, my beloved gods, 3 cards in clarity, one at a time for the Gemini Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading. In their work, they've got the Hermit in the 8th, the Moon on the inner. What's on the outer there? Lower 3 chakra dynamic, please. Just one. You guys are, well, it's Gemini. This feels like every time that's happened, it's a choice between 2. So please leave the card in my hand. My beloved gods of air. Ace of Pentacles. Worth it. So yeah, there is a new opportunity. There is a seed thing, physical, earth element, right? An opportunity. Now, I've been saying this for a really long time. I taught tarot in front of classes. I will again, as soon as life is easier a little bit. You know what I mean? It's a healthy seed, a healthy eggcorn. You can crack it under your heel. You can flush it down the toilet. You could feed it to a squirrel, or you can plant it and it'll grow. But it's going to take time. You don't go from eggcorn to oak tree overnight. How long before an eggcorn yields another eggcorn? It takes a while. The crocodile. The bully. That totally makes sense. The hermit is like, there's this opportunity I have to go within because I don't know, but I'm feeling a lot. The bully, please, in their career, hovering above that victory. So there is their ability to overcome here, to overcome these fears, but it's being highlighted for them right now. And maybe how they intimidate others and how they intimidate themselves, the inner fears that bully them, which everybody's got. Victory over that feels really, really good. Or victory through that. Only way out is through. It's the lower 3 chakra dynamic here, please. The Tower. Boom. Now, I'm gonna say, from the outside looking in, this could be you getting struck by lightning, a real piece of clarity. Light is truth, but it is certainly instantaneous. Or it could be something in the outside world that was one way 1 second, maybe for a very long time, and boom, totally changed. Usually, a card of destruction. But, you know, destroying a cancer cell, no one has a problem with that, right? The stomach acids, you didn't have that. It didn't destroy certain aspects of the food you ate. You couldn't digest it. So part of a cycle, not the end of the major arcana. But I would like to point out, this is the Mythic Tarot. You got Poseidon twice. He's holding the Ace of Pentacles, and here he is as the Earth Shaker. Not just God of the oceans, the God of earthquakes. So I'm going to go with that for a second and to say that you might be shook. This might be shaking you, hence those fears that bully you, but your strength is within you in your career. Keep your momentum going with your career. If you're a writer, write a paragraph a day, not just if you can't do a page, right? That it's not that you're going to fight through the bully. You're going to give it some time to breathe and understand that bully is terrified. And if you're an empath, who's not feeling that, and so on some level, we're all one, right? The collective unconscious. Speaking of which, the mystic, which is kind of sort of the realm of the collective. You could even say conscious mind, subconscious mind, unconscious mind, 3 levels of power. So let's have a look-see-ducksy. Breathe. All right, my gods, they got the mystic in the 8th chakra of their vocation, the 8th chakra level of power. 7 of Cups on the inner, which again can be daydreamy. There's also, particularly with the mystic and with the moon there. And the double whammy of the Hermit. Oh, darling. Oh, darling. This is going to take some time, is what this is going to take. Now, as frustrating as that can be, and don't worry, we got 3 more cards going to hit the table. Get you Matt Kahn healing mantras, 1 for each of these levels of power. If you were sitting in front of me, I'd go, honey, I know. Particularly because of the pandemic, particularly because of everything else that's going on the planet with that umbrella, weird part of the divine plan, timeline, whatever you want to call it. But the soul is going to take its journey here. There is, okay, it's not like there's a ton of major arcana cards on the table, but you've got the moon, the tower, and the hermit. And the hermit is a double whammy with an archetype card. So this really says to me that from the outside looking in at you, you are a mystic, but that you really want to bring that into your work somehow with the double whammy. And it's what I picked up like from the very, very beginning of this. And there it is. It's all in the cards. But it feels, I'm going to say this, the leverage, because every reading when I do this, it feels like one of them is like, but if you work on this one, it will balance the other 2, and it really is your career. Don't give up on your career. Don't give up on this. Doesn't mean, I really wish that all of our spiritual services could be monetized in the sense that we could make money and make a living off of it, but I've been doing, I started my company in 1998. But I've been reading cards and clients since I was in high school and then in college in Boston. I used to read cards in the clubs. Talk about club kid era Vogue. So it was the 80s, you know. It's like, it's been a long journey to get where I am here now. But boy, how much hermiting did I need to do, right? Even just to keep myself and my boundaries clear for people who like, well, you know, you could always go to law school like everybody else in your family. I was like, I'm a universal lawyer. I'm a magical lawyer. So you're going to have to take more space for yourself. Because whatever this tower is, whether that's you having a creative vision, inspiration, right, that just really is working with this, or something on the outside happens where it's shocking and a change and pretty instantaneous, then do understand anyone in that situation might have fearful thoughts about it. But when it comes to bullying yourself, keep an eye on that. And certainly if you are dealing with a bully in your career, I don't know how much long that's going to last with Tower on the outer, Victory on the inner. Let's get your last 3 cards down. I love what I do. I love my work, career, and vocation because I'm a mystic, an artist, and a corporate president, right? An administrator, essentially. Here we go. Breathe. Last 3 cards down. We might as well bookie book these because this is worth it. As I call upon the ascended masters of work, career, and vocation for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this timeless reading, really, this feels like this could be anyone at any time. Please, what are the 3 healing mantras to help them bring into alignment, heal, learn, grow, evolve, fulfill their life purpose through their work, career, vocation? Let's start with their work. They got the Hermit on the 8th, Moon on the inner, Ace of Pentacles on the outer, anchoring the light. The light is always within me. So if I got a DoorDash, it's not the end of the fucking world. If I have to work from my home, the light is always within me. Light is always within me. For their career, Bully in the 8th, 7 of Flames on the inner, Tower on the outer. Please clarify what that tower is, if you would please. Embodying my soul, I have a right to be excited. This is probably very much you. Get either an opportunity coming that struck by lightning, your creativity is set on fire, but those thoughts, but what if? Or I just talked about this last night, taught Craft of the Wise, Element of Fire last night. It will be on a podcast, might be if you're watching this later in the year or next year. We talked about, you know, I want it, but I'm so excited, but it's like pull your butt out of your element of fire. Pull your ass out of the fire. I have a right to be excited. Now, whether it goes the way I want it to or not, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Every day is a winding road, particularly if you take the quantum into consideration. But we got a little bit closer. All right, Ascended Masters. This is their leverage. This is definitely their leverage, but this is really key. With that Hermit on the outer here, Hermit in the 8th chakra there, that's intense. But they've got the Mystic in the 8th. They've got the 7 of Cups on the inner and the Hermit on the outer. In their vocation, right? Their spiritual power, their mystical connection. What's the perfect healing mantra there to make this all click into place? Sharing shame. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. That's what that 7 of Cups is about. Now, sharing shame. Let's talk about shame real quick. Not going into a whole seminar here. It's quickie. Guilt as I've done wrong, shame as I am wrong, or there's something wrong with me. Everybody's got I'm not good enough as a belief in there somewhere. Ask Louise Hay, God rest her soul, You Can Heal Your Life. It's in the first chunk of the book. Everybody has that. You do enough. But it's when you share that feeling. And I'm going to read from the bookie book on this. This is important. This might be you having the act or the right of confession in some way, shape, or form, if not to another person, then to the divine, which would certainly call down that lightning in a good way, except you get what I'm saying, anchoring the light. And, well, anchoring the lightning, that's why I make the big bucks. And I'm fun, that's why. All right, so you put these two together. I will bookie book it in a minute. In my work, I'm anchoring the light. In my career, I'm embodying my soul. In my vocation, I'm sharing shame. Maybe listening to other people's stuff, too, is a whole other way of looking at that. Because in my work, the light is always within me. And in my career, I have a right to be excited. And in my vocation, when I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be, and I give permission for other people to be as they are. This feels like a spiritual counselor or a healer, yet the healer archetype is not on the table. Some kind of service is coming out of here, but right now it might be self-service as well. All right, anchoring the light. These are opened right to it. The light is always within me. These are quick. When you anchor the light, you are accepting the infinite life force of the universe as your guardian, navigator, and companion. With the Hermit archetype and the moon inside of you and Ace of Pentacles, yeah. Good mantra gems. As you anchor the light, you are no longer a person trying to find the deeper meaning of connection. Instead, you know yourself to be a living expression of connection, simply appearing in human form. Mystic. Anchored into your work. This mantra is ideal for overcoming fear, bully, reducing cravings, interesting, and making important life decisions. Which with the Hermit, there's a lot of the process going on, but I don't know if any, well, it depends on that Tower card too, right? General read. Let's look. We've got embodying my soul. Oh, and they're in alphabetical order. Virgo, happiness. I have a right to be excited. When your soul is embodied, you are grateful to be alive. You know what that feels like creatively? Yeah, absolutely. You are aware of life as a precious opportunity to experience the frequency of your own light, which are anchoring over here, through the unique attributes, characteristics, and senses of a person. That you're a divine being that created an immortal soul to play the role of a personality that's dealing with ego. Like everybody else, right? But when an opportunity to do this, it's like dress up human. Let's play human. As your soul becomes embodied, you are elated to be a part of life's cosmic play, no matter how bad things seem. And I think that's maybe not for everybody, but with that Tower card, it might look like, oh shit. But sometimes, oh shit turns into good fertilizer to plant a seed in. Okay. That wasn't very much. This mantra is ideal for developing courage, finding your inner voice, and feeling safe in your body. Particularly with that bully archetype, right? Well, but what if you don't make enough money? What if we have to dumb down what we do? What if we have to... Been there, done that. You move through it. You grow, you heal, or you don't. Your choice, free will. All right. Sharing shame. The mystic. This is an intense one. I mean, I'm a spiritual counselor. The confessions I hear every day, and a lot of the time it's pro bono. Friends, family, and people in need. Sorry, PayPal first. No, work. I don't play that way. Sharing shame. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. Now take that in. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be where I am. That seems necessary in order to embody the soul as a being of light. Don't love that phrase, but you know what I mean. And anchoring that light, that truth. Light is truth. Lightning. It's like you're a lightning rod. And some of you might be like, oh my God, I am a lightning rod. People call me that. When shame is shared, cycles of victimhood are permitted to heal as you find the courage to speak your truth. Gemini, third house, self-expression. Since abuse and neglect can only be perpetuated in silence, It is your willingness to step forward and share your life story that helps transform each wound and inspire others to be set free. Now, you have the total freedom to share how much of that you want, but it feels like that might be the inspiring force that, even if you don't like how people take their life stories and turn it into fiction or similar, right? Or art or anything, or maybe that's the drive behind the work you do in the world. Once your shame is shared, you're able to honor yourself with the heightened encouragement, worthiness, and validation that you deserve to receive. It's true for everybody, but we're talking about you. This mantra is ideal for navigating past traumas, particularly when you get triggered, expressing your inner child. Whole other conversation there, but there's a podcast on that coming out soon. And finding self-acceptance, giving yourself permission to be, and it feels like this is part of your service, and it's sometimes called being a confessor. There probably is a confessor archetype. It's just not in this deck. Carl Jung, White Courtesy Telephone, get back to me on that. But it is that thing where people will walk up to you, total strangers, and tell you their story and start confessing. It's built in. It's built into the energy field. So however way this goes, this is a very powerful reading, and I think an important one, particularly if you fall into that category of, through the pandemic, really tapping into your own spiritual guidance and grace, whatever you want to call it, and really being inspired to put it into your everyday life, not just as a spiritual practice, but as a service to the world. So you're anchoring the light, embodying your soul, and sharing shame in your work, career, vocation. Please take a nice deep breath. Say it through me as I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine to please bless the Gemini collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading with all that they need on their work, career, and vocation, their life purpose path, that as the hermit they can seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serving their personal creativity, certainly with that moon on the inner, making their way, wave by wave, ebb and flow, following the intuitive path and the calling of their heart, with this Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity sitting right in front of them or maybe coming from them. But that they may remember to anchor the light, that the light is always within them even when it's cloudy. And that in their career they can highlight their tendency, how they intimidate others that they may or may not be aware of, helping them confront the inner fears that bully them, because there is victory, there is a power of fire, a willpower, a choice to keep galloping forward on this as a result or causing cause or effect of the Tower card, of an instant change happening, but it can be an enlightenment in anchoring the light, anchoring the lightning here, taking this creative thing and running with it. And they have a right to be excited. May they remember they have a right to be excited, because that's embodying their soul, taking all that voltage in, lightning rod, leverage, and so that in their vocation that they can revel in intimate union with the divine and be in that place of feeling it out. And if envy rises up, that's okay too. It's part of the lead alchemizing to gold, part of the mystery. Whatever is going on in their emotional field that they may be feeling shame about, they've got the Hermit on the outer. So this can be in prayer if it needs to be, can be in meditation, can be with another mystic, a spiritual director, a spiritual counselor, something of that nature, but certainly not talking about it with the world just yet. But yet, as they share their shame, they will learn that when they share their deepest pain, they give themselves and others permission to be, so that they can bring their chakras into alignment in their work, career, vocation, bring it all into alignment in a way that allows them to live wisely and well as they serve and fulfill their life purpose for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. That's a fucking kick-ass read. Pardon mon français, huh? Wow. So did you like it? Like it. Want more? Subscribe. And if you want more of me, come Patreon on Patreon. Patreon.com/DrawingTheCircle. My pleasure, my honor reading for you. Comment if you like. Want a reading? There's a link in the description box, a little video explaining booking a reading with Mel. Be glad to serve, because this, if it really is that scenario, I'm a professional witch, darling, I know. Reach out for a read, or certainly ask for help, Mademoiselle Hermit, when you are ready. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of all of this, my beloveds. Farewell, and blessed be.